Hi, everybody. It's me, Tracy, and welcome to the last Tracy Show for 2023. Um, how is everybody doing? I'm glad you could make it. Um, we got, I'll talk about the show a little bit late. Well, I'll talk about the show here in just a bit. But before I get started, first of all, happy holidays to everyone. I want to get that out of the way. Um, I will pay some bills because I'm kind of waiting on some people to drag in. Hopefully, I'm not the only one out here, but that's okay if I am. Subscribe to this channel. I am finally up to 150 subscribers. I don't know why it took me so long, but I only have 150 to go before I hit that 300 mark. So help me to march towards 300. You can subscribe. You can type in that website, or if you're watching this and you see like a little red box somewhere and it says subscribe, hit that and hit the notification bell so when I go live, you'll know. So definitely subscribe. Subscribing costs nothing. Um, and I would appreciate it. Like I said, I'm really happy to be up to 150. I just thought it was months where I just was losing subscribers. So to be up to 150 is just a great thing. You can always support me at buymeacoffee.com /TracyMedia or go to that shortened website right there. But it's buymeacoffee.com /TracyMedia LLC. This is important if you want to keep up to date on all my videos when I plan on going live. Send me an email at TRACYMediaLLC@gmail.com and put add me in the subject line. That way I can just email you when I go live. Usually those emails will come out probably on Mondays and Wednesdays. No, I'm sorry. They'll come out on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So I don't want to overload anybody. But if you want to be on the subscribers list, the contact list so that I can email you and tell you, hey, we're coming on, tune in, watch TRACYMediaLLC.com, put add me in the comment section. The last thing, I don't know if this is actually going to happen because I still don't have registrations, but my birthday scavenger hunt is coming up January the 6th. One or two things will happen. Either I'll have to cancel it or a bunch of people email me the morning of the 6th and say, send me the link. Register now, please. Please register at that link right there. It will take you to the Eventbrite page where you can register for the scavenger hunt. It will start at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go no longer than 2 hours. And it'll be 50 items. There'll be 50 items to celebrate my 50th birthday that I'll ask you to find. And we're going to have some fun. So please register. I would greatly appreciate it. And another announcement. The show that was scheduled for tomorrow is not going to happen. There will be no Friday show tomorrow. And that is because I will be doing a Christmas Day. Yes, you heard me, a Christmas Day special. Just for people who may be like me, they're by themselves, they don't have anybody to talk to. I mean, I have people I can call, but like a person, or you just feel like you want to come in and have fun for a couple hours. It's at 6 p.m. Christmas Day. And I don't have the link for that, but you can email me at TRACYMediaLLC@gmail.com and I will send you the link. I'm going to send out a big link tonight to everybody that's on the list anyway. But just know that the show that was going to happen tomorrow will not happen tomorrow. Instead, um, I'm gonna have a show on Christmas Day at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a Zoom link. So if you want to come, please do. I don't know where everybody is at, but I am wanting to, well, first of all, I'm going to check because I should have at least had one person coming in, not coming in on the show, but watching. Um, um, I'm just still looking, everybody. Sorry, but drastic times call for what? Drastic measures. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we're gonna just. So I guess no. Tonight's show is going to be kind of like the last ones, especially since this is the last show of the year. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to announce. I will be going live New Year's Eve, December 31st at 11:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll do a whole big year in review. We'll talk about what happened in 2023, some of my predictions for 2024. Um, and we'll just go from there. So I forgot all about the New Year's Eve show. There was a point where I thought that I wasn't going to be able to do it, but it looks like I'm going to be able to have that. That'll be December 31st, 2023. Then, of course, I go live on my birthday at 9 o'clock a.m. And then from there, I take a vacation from podcasting until about the first week of November, not November, February. So I haven't figured out which date yet. So that's for all the announcements that are coming up. It seems like I've got a lot going on. I have an interview for my other podcast. Congratulations, Cornel West, 47 President of the United States, that I'm actually taping Saturday, but it'll air in January. I've got a lot of things going on, a lot of things on deck to happen. Um, so nobody's still here, but that's okay. That's okay. Um, what did I want to? Oh, so I'm gonna do a list of 5. So I'm gonna do a couple lists of 5 because I had to be out of here at 7:55 because I have a meeting to go to. Um, let's see. Hey Parker, thank you for showing that you was here, but thank you for joining. Um, I'm gonna do a list of 5. Yes, I have 100. You don't know how hard I worked to get to that number. It was like months where I could not. I mean, people were just leaving. I got 150. All I need now is that other 150 to kind of pick up so I can hit that 300, and I'll be good to go. And then I'll hit 3, then I'll hit 4, then 5, then 7, then 9, and 1,000. Oh, I'm telling you now. Great. So I'm going to do my top 5s. I'm going to do several different ones. I'm going to do my top 5, probably turn into more than 5 lists of people who I would vote for president for. I'm going to do a list of, I don't, if this person doesn't go away in terms of politics, I'm just going to scream, I can't with these people. I won't with these people. Then I'm going to do a top 5 musicals because I've never done musicals on this show. So that's going to be good. So those 3, and then we can kind of interject and kind of put out what else. So I'm going to start out with my, in order that I just did it, my top 5 candidates for president of the United States. Let me tell you now, there are 3 people that are not on this list. Number 1, Joe Biden. Number 2, Donald Trump. Number 3, RFK Jr. Not on this list. Don't look for them. Don't ask me why I'm not voting for them. Don't say because I'm not voting for him, I'm giving a vote to Trump. I'm not a Russia bot. I'm not any bot. I'm an actual person that actually cares about the direction that our country is going. Um, they're not on here. There are some surprises, and surprise number one, I think this is going to be actually more than five. I think there's six. And I didn't type these down, so that's what I should have did, but that's okay. I'm doing this from memory. So the first one, my prediction is there will be one deal. Parker, you are incorrect. That's on my these people need to go away list, but it's not on this list. There's no Democrat on this list. But there is a Republican on this list that I said, you know what? I would not mind voting for this person. I think they got a strong agenda. Let me see if he's in the race first before I just sit here and say his name. Because if he's not in the race anymore, it doesn't even matter. But I thought, this person has a good, strong platform, and I could support it. And yes, for some odd reason, he's Republican, but if you listen to him speak, you'll know that you're not speaking to a Republican. I don't know why this will not go. Oh my goodness. Oh, I hate when I do this. Okay, let's try this again. So, okay. Um, Sam Rowan. Sam Rowan or Roman, I never can get his name right. Sam Rowan is running as a Republican. But if you listen to him talk, Roman, I cannot do this. Hold on just a moment. President of the United States. I'm trying to see, is he still in? I cannot spell his last name right. No, this gonna drive me crazy, y'all. Sorry. No, this is gonna drive me crazy. This is gonna drive me crazy. Let me switch it over. Sam. Samuel Rowan. Ronan. That's how he spells his name. Anyway, I think because when I interviewed him and I kept talking to him and he started saying things like that, get my attention. Medicare for all. Okay, you're not Republican because there's no way that a Republican would ever, ever, ever in 10 million years be for Medicare for all. There's no way. It's not going to happen. It doesn't, um, it's not possible. So I think he would be a good pick for me to say, you know what? I'm comfortable with him. I'm comfortable with him being president. It wouldn't I wouldn't. I'm not gonna cry if anybody becomes president, even Biden or Trump or Kennedy. But I would feel better if somebody like Sam Rowan would be um, president. So listen to some of his issues, and this is where I wanted to talk about. He has one issue on the military I haven't heard anybody talk about. So one of the things he believes in is if you're a congressperson and you vote for war, assuming that it passes, then you have to serve in that war, right? You have to be enlisted and go serve. I think that would stop a lot of people. He's for he has a fairly decent um, um, stance on police reforms. So I wouldn't be like, oh dang. I cannot believe this. Another person, so my next person, and also interviewed this person. Okay, so I already know hers, but I'm going to talk about um, the next person I'm going to talk about, if I could get her name spelled right, is Jasmine Sherman. Now this is this campaign. She came like all the people I'm talking about. I've interviewed, well, except for my top three picks. They won't come on the show with 150, but that's okay. I'm gonna still keep trying. So Jasmine's campaign is unusual, and the fact that she focuses or she has a platform for people that are disabled. I haven't seen that out of any candidate. She talks about not turning off utilities, which I think is deplorable, especially in the winter months. Um, and I'm like, that that's not a habit. That's not a terrible idea. Um, that's not a terrible idea. She's got the housing in terms of buying land. That's I'm a little iffy on that, but like I wouldn't be devastated if she were president. I just wouldn't be. There's no way I would be devastated if she became president. Um, yeah, and you can go to. I wish I had linked these in the website, but I'll do that later. Okay, so the next person up is Jill Stein. Now, keep in mind this: I'm in the Indiana Green Party. Jill Stein is in the Green Party, but and I don't think this is necessarily her fault, but sometimes I wonder, does the Green Party really want to win? Because they keep talking about the 5%. And I know when you get 5%, you get matching federal funds. But at some point, we've got to make changes, right? We've got to be serious about winning and having a platform that's winning. Now, I don't think the Green Party's platform is terrible. As a matter of fact, I think it's a very strong platform. But obviously, she did not want to run. She got in because Dr. West left the Green Party. And so that forced her to run. But there are other Green Party candidates that are running. So the nomination isn't like guaranteed to be hers. But she's someone that I definitely wanted to vote for in 2012. I wanted to vote for in 2016, and I didn't. And I really, 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 really regret that, because if I had gone with what I wanted to do instead of feeling like, well, if I vote for Democrat, that'll keep the Republicans out of office. It didn't work in 2016 like that. It literally didn't. Matter of fact, Trump won that year. And I was like, okay, I'm done with this. No more voting for two evils. I'm done with it. I can't. It's just like beyond comprehension that I would even walk. So her platform, I'm talking about the last time she ran. She still, I think people are still calling her a Russia bot, but I don't, like I said, I don't know. Parker has, it is low key, it was low key, you've been entertaining. If Cornel West got to debate Jill Stein and they battled it out for the Green nomination. Well, that won't happen because Cornel West can't be nominated as a Green Party candidate because he left the Green Party in terms of being the nominee, right? So it would be interesting to see them on the debate stage, but we know how the debates work. Okay, so the next person, desperate times call for desperate measures. In the words of Phil Davidson, that great politician running for Stark County Treasurer 12 years ago. But sometimes you just got to go a little bit out of your wheelhouse and talk about a libertarian. Let me tell you something. I never thought in a million years I would vote libertarian. It didn't occur to me. Their values aren't mine. I mean, they're right in terms of the anti-war message, um, reducing the military's budget, not having wars. That I agree with them on. But the marketplace is the answer to everything. I can't rock with that. I cannot. I don't think that. I think that type of thing leaves like seniors out, and you're getting rid of Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, SNAP. You can't just have a nation of elders and people about to enter retirement that won't have anything. That just doesn't make sense to me. But when I tell you, Chase Oliver had me convinced, and for a moment I thought, this wouldn't be bad. I mean, obviously, the whole marketplace is the answer to everything. I'm going to fight, right? I'm going to fight it. I'm going to get in there and be like, no, this can't happen. I'll be out in the streets. But look at the alternative. The alternative is so terrible that someone that has never ever supported a libertarian, is thinking, you know what? This may not be so bad. This may not be so bad. So, the next candidate. Now, this one I'm going to call the dark horse, right? This is the dark horse of my candidates, right? This is someone who, if she became president, I'm telling you now, is going to be, I would be completely fine with it. I'm telling you, Claudia de la Cruz, and yes, Parker, she's my number two. No doubt about it. No doubts. I mean, if I can support her and my number one candidate, like, can they both be president? But they can't. But if you think, like, if you go to Vote Socialist 2024, you'll see, like, they call it our program. They have things like defend women's rights, full equality for LGBTQ people, save the planet from capitalism, end the war on Black America, cut the military. Now, this one is controversial. Cut the military budget by 90%. Peace, not war with China and Russia. End the rule of money and lock up corporate elite. Only hesitation that I have, there's nothing of, I think there's something about the environment, but I can't quite find it. But go to vote. If you want to learn more about the campaign, go to votesocialist2024.com. This is the dark horse of the whole thing. This is my personal dark horse. This is somebody that if she became president, I'm telling you now, I'm gonna be in them streets celebrating. I'm gonna be so happy. That's because you haven't visited her website. She's talked about this at the Palestinian rallies that she's gone to. I think she used to be up at 95, but she reduced it to 90. I guess that was like to not scare people. But yeah, this is the dark horse because a lot of people don't know about her, but they should know about her, right? I haven't seen any, all the other ones. No, I don't think Jasmine Sherman has a, does she? Does she have a group? Because I look on Facebook to see how many groups these people have. Like, Ohioans for RFK or whatever. And I don't even think she has anybody. I don't think she has. Um, let's see. I'm gonna check. Because normally, most of the major candidates they have like at least somebody has like a Facebook page, like a group. De La Cruz. Okay, so we're gonna go to groups. I see one group with 6 members. Oh, I see one other group with nope, that's from Mexico. So she's only got one group on Facebook. So she mostly does hers through like Instagram and what's that other one? Oh, TikTok. Okay, so my number one pick, you all know it. I have a show. It's named after this man. I'm going to a meeting of his tonight, Dr. Cornel West. Let me tell you why. Yes, this is going to turn into a stump. Yes, it's going to turn into a stump. Yes, it's going to turn into a stump. The platform. His platform is the most black forward platform that I have ever read from any candidate. It's more black forward than Ralph Nader's. It's definitely more black forward than anything that the Democratic Party is ever going to come up with. There were some missteps in the campaign, but the platform is where his platform got better once he left the Green Party. Like I said, there were some missteps, but that's my number one pick. Number one pick, no doubt about it. I'm in this game to win this game. Someone that has been active in terms of being activist for over 40 years, and to even think that things were so desperate he felt like he had to run. I would be extremely. I'm talking like, you think I'm getting in the streets over Claudia de la Cruz, right? Ha ha ha. No, I'm talking about when Dr. West wins, and I said when, not if. I did not use the word if. I said when, WHEN wins. Oh, I'm flying to DC. Point blank, period. I'm going to the inauguration ceremony. Oh, I'm in it. I am in it. I want to be the press secretary. That's what I want. I want to be the press secretary. I can do it. I think quick on my feet. Sure, somebody like Chris Hedges is probably more capable than me, but just saying. That's my number one pick. No doubt about it. I don't have any hesitations. There's some things on the platform I thought, you could explain it a little bit better, but I thought, you know what? I see where it's going. I see where this platform is going. And talking about building a movement for amongst the working poor and abolishing homelessness. Nobody in the duopoly is talking about abolishing homelessness, making poverty a thing of the past. We're just talking about let's give Israel more money than the $14 billion that we give them. Let's give Ukraine more money. Meanwhile, you got you got homelessness running rampant. Most people can't afford groceries and rent or mortgage or utilities or gas or anything. Everything's going up except for our wages. And I know the president technically doesn't control the wages. However, you could give, stop incentivizing oil companies and say, hey, if you raise the prices, we're not going to give you any more tax breaks. That might help. But people are struggling. And it's like, I think for me, Dr. West, not to say the other 4 don't get it, But I think, like I said, once I read the platform, I was like, I'm in, because I was gonna be like, you know what? Let's not do this. Let's just go with some other candidate. And then I read the platform, and I'm like, I'm back in. I'm back in because I felt like this is the, like I said, it calls for reparations, and of course all the other four candidates do too. So he's not the only one that says that he's for reparations. He also, as far as I know, is the only one that says get out of NATO, which is important to me because NATO is nothing more than like the fifth branch of the United States military in terms of, or six, because we have four. We have the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Navy SEALs. Well, no, that would be under the Navy. Yeah, the fifth arm of they're technically speaking to me the fifth arm of the United States military. So those are my top five. If these people became president, I would be extremely happy. But of course, my number one pick, um, um, just would, that's my pick, and there's no go. So Parker's got another comment. Under the scenario that Cornel West wins, does he get an enormous amount of write-in votes, or does he qualify to get on the ballots in other states that way? I think it's going to be a combination, unfortunately. I mean, the Democrats and Republicans are already taking cases to court to get people like Dr. West thrown off the ballots. I was about to say menu. Off the ballots. Right in candidacies normally aren't productive. I mean, look at the guy in Buffalo. It took him millions to get on just to Buffalo. So I think Dr. West is going to have to get on, basically, he's going to have to get on all 50 states. I just can't see write-ins as the way to the presidency. Not saying it can't happen, but it makes it harder. Coast Guard? I thought the Coast Guard was under the Navy. Hi, Marlon. I thought the Coast Guard was under the Navy. I really did, because you're thinking coast, ships, Navy. That's what I thought. So now here comes my second list. 5 people. This list could literally be 100. This list could be very long. But I'm going to summon. That seems like a waste of money. They need to be under the Navy because they're coast. They got something to do with water. Navy's got something to do with water. But here's my list of 5 people who are currently running for president who I'm like, if you don't go away, if you don't stop. Number 5, Cenk Uygur. Fool, you can't even run for president. You were not born in the United States of America. You can't run. You can run. Let me back that up. You can run, but you can't serve as president of the United States. Stop telling your people that you got on the ballot in New Hampshire when New Hampshire says no, or New Hampshire or Arizona or Utah or whatever state he was talking about. Oh, I got on the ballot. No, you didn't. They took you off. You can't, listen to me. Dr. Shiva, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Michael J. Fox, anybody else that's not born in the United States, you cannot serve as the president of the United States. Go away. Stop this money grab. Go. Here's what you do. If you think I'm wrong, go to his website. There's literally nothing. There's a big donate button and 2 items under the platform. I'm like, what do you want to do? Like usually, I'm looking for a platform and what you're going to do and nothing. Stop this money grab. You will not be president of the United States. The Supreme Court will not allow you to be the president of the United States. You, Dr. Shiva, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Michael J. Fox, anybody else that was born outside the United States, you cannot be. You cannot be. True. You would have to amend the Constitution to then to qualify. You can't do step two before step one. Exactly, Parker. It's like the Constitution would have to be amended, and that's like what 60%. That's not gonna happen. You think Congress is gonna vote to let people not born in the United States be? Oh, okay. Go to courts all you want. You gonna lose. You're not gonna. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win. Okay, number four. Got rid of this because I'm putting these two together, and it's not that I have a problem with Marianne Williams, except for her whole Israel thing. Um, I don't know where she's at on that. I mean, girl, I don't know what you smoking. I don't know what you is on. You and Dean Phillips are number four. Go away. The Democratic Party doesn't want you. You're not going to be in the primaries. You're not going to be in the debates when they backtrack. There's not going to be a Democratic debate because Joe Biden is a terrible debater. You're not. Stop. Run as an independent. That's your better option. You're both holding at what 10%, which is higher than most of the Republicans that are in the race now. So you'd be better suited to run as an independent than a Democrat. They don't want y'all. They do not want you. They do not want you. Number three, Donald Trump. Oh my gosh, if this guy don't go away. Is he going to go to prison? No. I'm just going to make that. I don't think he's going to get convicted, and I don't think he's going to serve jail time. That's my prediction. Of course, I thought he was going to win the last election, and he didn't. But, dude, let me tell you something. You lost in 2020. You lost. You got defeated, and then you just can't accept it. And if he can't accept that one, what does he do if he loses again? I mean, what steps will they take? How crazy will they get if he loses twice? I mean, they already don't. Dude, you're incoherent. You literally make no sense when you speak. I would have put you number one, but my number one, you know who it's going to be. But I cannot. I cannot understand. I understand why you're running, but even you thought that you wouldn't be president. And now that you got the office, it's like you just want that power. You can't be president. And people are like all scared talking about, well, if he gets in, he said he's going to run it like a dictatorship. He's also said Hillary Clinton would be in prison. She is not. He also said there would be a wall. There is not. He also said he was going to cut taxes to middle class. He did not. Most of the things he said that he's going to do, he has not did. So this fear mongering that the vote blue, no matter who crowd gets into, y'all got to come up with something else. But this is about Trump. The people that are running in the RNC to get the nomination, they just want to be president. They want to be vice president. They won't attack him, except for Chris Christie, because he's just auditioning to be an MSDNC host. And they basically are scared of him. If I'm those four, this is what I would do. We would have a meeting. I wouldn't tell the media nothing about it. We just have a meeting somewhere and be like, look, I'm not going to go after you. You're not going to go after me. We're going to go after Trump and talk about what he did that didn't benefit. Now, sure, you may not win the nomination, but you come a whole lot closer to that than he has a 50% lead. 50%. Like, y'all can't figure that out. Like, let y'all powers combine. Like, jump in and do something. Because I'm telling you, if Trump is the nominee, which looks like it is, there's going to be a lot of people that stay home. A lot of people. Number two, RFK Jr. Oh my gosh. Why does this guy keep getting more popular every time he says something completely stupid? I mean, this guy has said things like, I support, he, in contradiction, right? Like, one sense, he'll say, I'm not for funding for Ukraine. We need to stop funding all these wars. But then he'll turn right around and say, we need to fund Israel, give them everything that they need. He's spouting like all of these pro Israeli IDF policies that literally make no sense. Um, he he has no. I think this is a vanity project. Oh, wait a minute, Parker's got a question. Even if Trump does the same policies he did between 20 to 2020, again, the second term starting in 25, do you think it's something? No, I don't. And here's why. Here's why. People forget that we still have like a House and a Senate. Um, what would have to happen for what you're talking about to be true is like the Republicans would have to win both the House and the Senate. And they would have to have like a huge majority. You're never going to get 60 Republicans ever again. It's always be this 56, 43 type of thing, 44 type of thing, where it's close, but it's not close enough for a super majority. So I think most of his policies would be stopped right in the Senate. And basically, I'm not scared of Trump. Like, I'm not scared of anything he can do. Um, I'm just not. Maybe I'm like out there in terms of me saying no. I'm not scared of him. I mean, when he talked, when there was rumors that like he wouldn't leave the White House, they were like, okay, we'll just get Secret Service to escort him out. There's um, procedure in place to stop the fascism, which is already here, the fascism that so many people are scared of, like it's happening now. But there's things in place that we have that would stop Trump, I think. But no, I'm not scared at all. I'm saying even if he did more of the same he did it the first term though. But he really didn't, if you think about it. Hillary, she's gonna lock her up. She still ain't in jail. The wall still isn't built. I mean, those are the two prime examples, but there's other things. Tax cuts, bringing jobs back to the U.S. None of those things ever happened. So I get where you're going. I just don't think he would be worse in his second term, because I think what would happen is if he got a second term, then people would just react by electing a bunch of Democrats, unfortunately. But of course, I'm wrong. So back to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Why is he running? Seriously, like, why is he sitting here wasting my time running for an office that he will never ever win? Um, that I agree with. But they haven't always ruled in his favor either. They just got rid of Roe v. Wade, but it's still legal in like 25 or 26 states. Um, but Robert F. Kennedy's policies, like if you go to his website, I don't know what that mess is. It's a bunch of platitude. I'm just gonna say what I think is good. I mean, dude, he ran as a Democrat for some dumb reason. Then launched, came out, went independent for this term. And no matter what he says, and this is where it's almost kind of similar to Trump, no matter what stupid thing he says, I mean, he's literally wrong on everything. He's wrong on reparations. He's wrong on Medicare for all. He's wrong on Israel. He's so wrong on so many issues. And yet his popularity keeps growing. And I'm just like, I don't understand. If this guy were president, I think we'd be in a whole lot worse trouble than if Trump were. I seriously do. Because I just can't imagine what he thinks he would accomplish. He's just basically a Democrat that got mad that he couldn't get in the primaries. That's basically what he is. He supported Hillary Clinton. He supported Joe Biden the first term. Stop. Stop. You are needs to stop. Stop. I just don't. Now, not that I'm scared of anybody, because I'm not. But him, I'm like, ooh, no. And of course, everybody knows who my number one is. Genocide, Jim Crow Joe, Genocide Joe, No Care Joe, doesn't know where he is Joe, Biden. You're losing to Trump, a man that has 91 indictments. I mean, he has 4, but there's 91 charges. Your own party doesn't want you to run. I don't think I have to say anything else. I don't think I have to make the case that he's just clearly number one. I don't know what his agenda for a second term is. They did kill student loan debt, but here comes why. Thank you, Parker, for bringing that up. Why Jim Crow Joe and President 15 Minute is worse, because he canceled the COVID emergency, and that let people who were on Medicaid that maybe made a little bit more, they could still keep Medicaid and get the health care they needed. But that also canceled. He tried to use that same theory, like that same platform that he had just canceled, and said, okay, we've got to do it for COVID. Instead of doing what that snake Elizabeth Warren said, was to use the Education Act, which everybody agrees is the better way to go. Most justices agree that it can't really be challenged. He went the loser way, probably knowing that it was going to lose, to say, oh, I tried. No. I mean, yes, it's damaging what the Supreme Court did. And they've done that in all kinds of cases. And then even with that, Biden hasn't even talked about expanding the court, which would make more sense, right? He doesn't, you don't have to have, all you need is what? It's not, I think it's filibuster proof, but he hasn't even thought about the idea. He's like, no, I'm not for it. What? I said it in my video Saturday. I don't think he wants to be president. I seriously can't fathom it, because everything he does is saying, I want to lose. His press secretary gets up at a press conference and says, we don't think we're going to be able to change the minds of the American people. Why are you running then? Not why she's running, but why Biden? Why are you running then? If you don't think you can change the minds of people, what you running for? What one thing, and this question is to Parker and anybody else who's watching, what one thing do you think that you've done to make somebody like me vote for you? I literally am just like, okay, he negotiated between the railroad workers. That's literally the only thing. I would say the $1,400 checks, but those were supposed to be $2,000 checks, and there was never any conversation of additional stimulus relief, which is what we still need. But hey, that's just my point. I can't understand. Yes, I can. I think people that want to vote, I think the people that are going to vote for Biden really don't want him. They don't support him, but they're so scared of Trump for some idiotic reason that they feel like they have to vote for Biden. And they're trying to convince people like me who, look, I'm done voting for the two-party system. It's not happening. I'm not going to do it. You can just basically just take it off. Um, and just kind of write people like me off, it's not going to happen. So then you get the accusations, oh, you're um, you're a Trump bot or you're Russian and blah 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 blah. Um, so Biden is my number one, obviously. So I said I was gonna get to my top 5 musicals, but I'm running out of time because I gotta jump into another meeting. So I'm not going to get into my top 5 musicals. I'll probably what I'll do is I'll make the Saturday show about that. That's what I'll do. I'll make the Saturday show about that. So, a bunch of announcements. There will not be a show tomorrow because on Christmas Day at 6 p.m., there is a Zoom link for all of those of us who may find ourselves um, not necessarily going over people's houses. We may be by ourselves. We may be having with family that are having a hectic day. We're going to play a lot of Christmas games, a lot of trivia, some prizes. So I haven't sent that out, but if you follow me on Facebook, I've put out the flyer every single day. So remember that's December the 25th, 2023 at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll only spend like maybe 2 hours, and it won't be long, but just a way to connect to people so we're not losing that connection. Remember to join me for the New Year's Eve show where I count down the top 10 things that happened in 2023 that we cannot forget. Um, we'll count down, we'll look at 2023 and look at what's going to possibly happen in 2024. Then that first week of January, of course, I said I'm going live on my birthday, which is the 4th, but that'll be at 9 o'clock a.m. And then after that, after that, the only show I'll be taping until February is Congratulations, Cornel West, 47th President of the United States. All the other shows will go on hiatus until then. And we're going to leave Parker with the last comment. I know there are not great reasons to support Biden, but just in general, I do think the Supreme Court may be the most logical reason just because of how much of a long-standing impact the court system had. I would agree with you if he would say, hey, let's expand the court. He won't even do that. Oh, it'll be a chaos. He's not. He's for the filibuster. Everything that we're saying is just like if he said, let's expand the court. I'd be like, yes, about time. I still wouldn't vote for him because I'm done with the duopoly. But at least he would have that. All he has now is they're ruling against abortion. Send me $25. That doesn't work anymore. I don't care. I don't know if I will or not, just because it's Kentucky. Okay. But I want to thank everybody for watching this last episode of The Tracy Show. Remember, The Tracy Show is going on hiatus until the first week in February. Have a good day. Remember to subscribe to this channel. I'm up to 150. I'm so happy. I'm up to 150. It might be 149 by the time I look, but I'm up to, at least right now, I'm at 150 subscribers. Remember to like this page, share this page if you watch this episode after, comment on anything, and remember, December 25th, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to play some Christmas games just to chat with each other. Just kind of checking in to make sure everybody's doing okay. The holidays can be a stressful time for those who've lost loved ones, who are going through with their own challenges. So if you can join, that's great. If you can't, that's okay. But definitely join me December the 31st, 2023 at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will see you all next week or 10 days from now. 10 days from now, a week and a couple of days from now. I'll talk to you all later. Bye bye.